teenagers.
They suck blood.
Just doesn't get any better than this.
Fun now.
Next, Corey Haim and Corey Feldman host one of our favorite movies, The Lost Boys.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone.
I look back at Lost Boys and I think it's one of my favorite films that I've done and that we've done as a team.
Hey, man. Read this.
I told you, I don't like horror comics.
I describe it as, family moves to the country and little brother, big brother, Jason Patrick, being the almost full vampire.
You're a creature of the night, Michael. Just like out of a comic book. You're a vampire, Michael. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy.
When you're strange, faces come out of the rain.
To me, Lost Boys was never a scary movie. To me, Lost Boys is a funny movie.
We're fighters for truth, justice, and the American way.
My character needed to be molded out of a piece of like Sylvester Stallone and a piece of Chuck Norris and a piece of all these action hero guys. So you'll notice in my character, you'll actually hear a tone of like Sylvester Stallone. Yo,
When a vampire bites it, it's never a pretty sight. No two bloodsuckers go out the same way.
I mean, a lot of things that people didn't realize was like the little things, like the depth of what the Lost Boys meant. Now, a lot of people didn't get that. The Lost Boys were the same Lost Boys from like Peter Pan.
Now you know what we are. Now you know what you are. You'll never grow old, Michael. And you'll never die.
All the Lost Boys had black, thick velvet sheets put up on their windows, so they would sleep all day and they would work all night. And they got really, really heavily into being vampires.
I thought they were supposed to be in coffins.
That's what this cave is. It's one giant coffin.
It was a good set. It was really eerie at times. A lot of blood around.
No, don't even.
Good night, bloodsucker.
When I come up and I stab them, all this stuff, and they didn't want it to look like blood because it's not a horror movie. It's a comedy horror movie, and there's a difference.
No!
They didn't want blood. They wanted slime.
They wanted goop.
Yeah,
like
so it was
goopy
like
stuff.
This red, sparkly kind of slime. Remember, it had the little like silver.
Really slimy with some.
Wait, do you remember the silver? Oh, the goop was fun.
It was fun. But we're boys too,
Yeah, we like
so
goop.
It was fun. Goopy dudes.
Goopy.
No, it was fun.
I'll drive. We don't ride with vampires. Fine, stay here.
We do now.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. It really captured a lot of magic. There was a lot of magic that was on that set, and a lot of it was brought by the fine performances of such great talents put together. A lot of it had to do with the wonderful direction of Joel Schumacher. Lost Boys is a movie that will live on for generations.
One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires.
And now, one of our favorite movies, The Lost Boys. Our favorite movie, Summer Edition 95, will continue with The Lost Boy on TNT.
It's kind of funny because Corey had to, he had his mouth open all the time, and that was something that the reviewers were always commenting about, was because in the old days of Corey's acting, like during Lost Boys, you'll notice, as a matter of fact, if we go to a clip right about now, you'll probably see a scene where Corey starts off like this.
Yes, please do. Go to a clip.
Sam, don't you have something better to do than follow me around all night?
He starts off, how most people, they start talking with their mouth closed, like, hi, how are you? Corey will go, hi, how are you? I know he's really mad at me right now.
No, it's cool. I'm neutral.
Yeah. Actually, I do.
No, but that was something that people used to always
It's true.
Make a joke
My mom
about.
used to tell me before I was even an actor when I was in school, you know, you close your mouth, you're going to catch flies.
We now return to T.
Okay, night-night, sweetheart.
Mom.
Huh? Sorry.
Diane Wiest is the most warm-hearted, kindest, brilliant people and actresses, you know, I've ever had the honor to work with.
You've been eating pizza?
No, why?
Woo, you smell like garlic.
We'd have to feed lines from off camera, and, you know, she'd put her arms around me and I'd stand in front of her, and I felt like she was my mom, you know? If I had to pick another mom, you know, it would probably be Diane Wiest.
Night-night, honey.
We now return to our Haim and Corey Feldman on TNT.
It's every child's fantasy to fly, and I, as a kid, always wanted to be a superhero. So my favorite stuff was like the flying stuff, you know, when they would show the shot like over the bridge at the beginning of the movie when it comes over the boardwalk the very first time, and you see all the city lights. I love the stuff when it goes all the way, when you see them fly all the way into the cave, through the cave, and then actually into where they sleep. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was a great shot.
We now return to our favorite movie, Summer Edition, and Corey Feldman on TNT.
When we were at the premiere of Lost Boys, I came with Sam Kinison, and it was my 16th birthday. And we were having a big birthday party for me afterwards. And Kinison came with me, and it was like one of the only times he actually showed up anywhere, because he had a problem ever showing up anywhere. And I remember when he was sitting like 4 rows in front of me, and he would start howling. You know, he'd be like, yeah, you know, during the premiere. And I was like, oh, wow. And I got this great feeling like, oh, man, he really likes it. He really appreciates my work. And afterward, he came up to me and he goes, Corey, man, that is like the coolest movie of all time. You are in the coolest movie of all time.
We now return to our favorite movies.
Actually, we had the most brilliant set, I think, ever in the history of, you know, Warner Brothers made. We filmed in Santa Cruz, where Grandfather's house was. They duplicated that set, if I tell you, leaf for leaf in the front yard there. It was unbelievable what they had done as far as being on stage 15 went. And then you had stage 12, which was the cave. And the prop room we had, I mean, you know, water gun galore. You know, we were in heaven, and, you know, we always used to just go around and just,
Like
you know,
that,
like that, and things of the nature, and, you know, so it can get nasty here. You got the 2 chorus right with you, so, other than that, though, things are good.
We now return to our favorite movie after these messages. Next Thursday.
The film I'm working on right now, I get to basically take on that character. My character right now in the film I'm doing, Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood.
Which I have a cameo in, thank you. All right, me and Sly Stallone.
All right. I get to use a lot of what he did, which I thought was incredible. He did an amazing job in that film. So I get to basically take things that he did, and I take a little of what Jason Patrick did when he was vampirized, and I kind of blend those in this new film, which is really fun for me because I was the vampire killer, and now I get to be the other side. I finally get to be the vampire, which is an amazing experience for me, you know. So I've learned a lot from watching what Kiefer did in that performance.
We now return on TNT.
Well, I'm Corey Feldman.
Corey Haim, thanks for watching The Lost Boys on TNT. We had a blast making it. We hope you had a blast watching it. Remember, vampires are not real.
Not real at all.
Not real.
Look at that view over there.
That's cool. Hey, 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 hey!
Let's go to lunch.